Okay, so now that we've done the sandbox and we've looked at all the fundamentals of the Bootstrap framework, now we're going to actually create some projects. Okay, we're going to create 5 different themes. And in this video, I just want to create a very, very basic boilerplate that's pretty much going to be just an HTML file with the links to Bootstrap. We're also going to have a link to Font Awesome, which we'll be using in just about every project, and then a CSS folder, an image folder, stuff like that. Okay, just so we don't have to start from absolute scratch for every single theme. Now in the project files for this video, you'll have 2 zip files. One is going to be project images, and that's going to include all of the images for each theme. So you see the Glozzom theme, it'll include all those images. And they're all free stock images from pexels.com, and I just included them so you don't have to go and download them or anything like that. So just put that somewhere on your hard drive, and then you'll also have the final BS4 boiler, which is what we're going to build right now. You don't have to build it, you could just download it, but I would suggest going through it and creating it. It's very, very simple. It'll only take us about 3 minutes or so. So I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it BS4 boiler, and I'm going to open that with VS Code, or you can open it with whatever text editor you're using, and we're going to create an index.html. We're going to create a folder called CSS, and for any custom CSS we want in that folder, we're going to have a file called style.css. And then I just want to create a folder called img for any images for that particular theme. All right, we're not going to add anything to the style sheet. We can close that up. In the HTML, I'm going to use emit. I'm going to do exclamation tab, which will just generate some basic HTML head body tags, the doc type. It gives us a viewport for responsiveness, setting the width to the device width and the initial scale to 1.0. And then I'm just going to change the title to Bootstrap theme. And we want to link to our custom style sheet. So that's in css/style.css. And now what we want to do is add the Bootstrap stuff. So let's go to getbootstrap.com, or you can just grab it from the Sandbox, whatever you want to do. It may be a later version at the time you're watching this, but supposedly the newer versions of Bootstrap 4 are completely backward compatible, so there shouldn't be any breaking changes. But if there are, you can always grab the link from the Sandbox that we've used. So let's say get started, and we're going to grab this link here, and we'll copy that. And we'll go and paste that in. Make sure you put it above the custom style sheet. And then we're going to grab the JavaScript stuff. Now, right here, they're including the slim version of jQuery. I don't want to do that because we're going to be using smooth scrolling and the animate function in a couple themes, and the slim version doesn't include that. So I'm going to just grab these two, the Popper.js and the Bootstrap.js. And then we'll paste that right above the ending body tag, so right here. Okay, and then we'll go and grab the full version of jQuery. So we'll say code.jquery.com, and we're going to take the minified version. So right here, we'll grab this. We'll grab this script tag, and let's go and put that right above the other 2 script tags. And then another thing I'm going to do is go below all of those scripts that we just added and create our own script tags. I'm going to say just script, and I want to put just one line of jQuery in here, and this is going to be to get the current year for the copyright. Okay, because most of our themes I want to put a copyright at the bottom, and I want to put the year, but I don't want to hard code it. I did that in the last version of the course, and now everything is 2017. So I just wanted to change with the year for future reference. So this is really simple. We're just going to use jQuery here, and we're going to have an ID of year, and we just want to say .text, which will fill that with text, and we want to put new date, which will generate the date, and then we want to just add on the method get full year. Okay, which will do just that. It'll get whatever the current year is. And then we can simply, wherever we want to put our year, we can put a span with the ID of year, and it'll show up right in there. Okay, so I think that's just a good thing to put in every theme. All right, so the last thing we want to do is include Font Awesome, which is a great icon library. That's that's what Bootstrap recommends to use for icons. They used to have their own, but they got rid of that in version 4, and now Font Awesome is recommended. So let's go back to Chrome and let's go to fontawesome.com and go to Get Started. And we're going to use the CSS link here. So right here. And we're using version 5, by the way, Font Awesome 5. So we'll save this, or copy this rather. And then we're just going to paste this right above the link to Bootstrap. So right here, I'm going to paste that in. Okay, and we'll save that. And that should do it. Actually, one more thing. I'm just going to go in the body and put a comment and say start here. And then that's it. That's our boilerplate. So if I were to open this with Live Server, it's just going to be a blank page. There's nothing here. You can see we do have the title up here, but it's just a starting point for the rest of our projects instead of having to do all this in every single one. All right, so in the next video, in the next section, we're going to start on the LoopLap project.